Hi everyone, Mature Simmer here. So, back continuing right on from, where we were at the last episode, in that I had gotten enough barley off the field to finish the one order, but I am now going to go ahead and finish this, and then we'll kind of figure out what's next. So, whoops. Let me get the harvester set here. Alright. So I think that'll give us a line. And we'll have gone all the way around the field. We obviously started the headland last time when we were working. Turned around here. Should have a good full row. And then we'll get this. I forgot. I've got to change my working width here. So let me do that. Alright, so we've got that fixed and operating. Since I had stepped away, basically my harvester had forgotten the programming we had, and doing the headlands I hadn't really set things yet, because so it just every time with this header I'm kind of in that position to do that. So, do we leave? No, I think we got it. Alright. I was a little worried that we would be leaving material up there. But we were not. Whoops. Oh boy. Moved over too many rows. So, get this set here. That will line itself up pretty well. I think we'll be good. And, we should be able to get a good amount off the field here. And put that into storage. And then we're waiting on the rest of our crops to get moving along. So again, we'll figure out what we need to do next time, or not next time, but once we finish this work. This is kind of the immediate need right now, just to go ahead and get everything taken care of and get this field cleaned up. So, yeah, it's definitely a little tight here. But, we're setting ourselves up in a pretty good position to keep heading along. So, I am going to get this work done. And we'll return, kind of once I'm getting everything tidied up here. And we'll see what's next, so I'll see you in a bit. Popping down here. Got this little piece left to get done. Just, probably 25 liters at most or something. It's not going to be substantial, but, it's still barley, so not really a reason to not get it. So we'll get over here, add to what we've already got, and then we'll get it over to the silo and store it. So, as I was doing the work, I was kind of looking over my paperwork and information, figuring out what's next for this field. So, if you recall, we were just shy of oats. So we've got the sorghum field down there ready to be harvested. That one came through, as we know. Wheat's working over in that direction toward the shed. And then in the center field, where we just finished fertilizing, we've got the canola. So what I'm missing for my VIP level 3 orders is the 400 some liters of oats. So this field looks like it's basically going to continue to be the filler. You know, just like I planted barley to get the little bit, now I'm going to replant this with oats. And because it's already afternoon, I think just to make sure that we're going, because there's nothing specific about, gee, I got to get the sorghum done. If somehow that gets too late today, I can always pull that to another day, but if I can get oats in the ground and growing, that's going to be the most important thing. Alright, so I'm over here. I'm just going to get myself off the field here. And while I'm going to get my cultivator, I'm going to refill this with seeds so that we're ready to go. I think we may need more than that once we are planting. So rather than kind of coming back in between, just get that topped off. Oh, that's right, I don't need to cultivate because I've got a direct seeder. I forgot about that. So I think, unless I'm crazy, so let me go do that, because that'll be a big deal. But yeah, we want oat. Whoops. Gonna hit the wall. I believe that's oat. Let me just check. Yep. Alright. So, just kind of get this. Oops. There we go. Alright. So we are planting oats. You can see it going in there. And I basically set myself here because I knew down here I still had that little arm that goes in. But yeah, I had completely forgotten that I had just changed this out in the last harvest, and then was like, wait, I don't need to do that work. So that's actually great. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get this completed. As far as this end, and then I'll kind of start doing the skip rows. I do need to get that trailer off. I just got like way too excited to get going on the work. So let me finish this up, and then we'll go take that barley to the silo. So I apologize. All excited. It's a nice crisp fall day, and you know, just moving along here. So I'll get this row done. Alright, so we've got that. Alright, so taking the barley. So as you can see, we've got about 17,000 liters of barley. I moved the harvester down to the sorghum field so that we're ready down there. Obviously we would like to pick that up after I get the oats planted, because again, I don't really even need to get the oats fertilized right now. Just getting them in the ground is what is time sensitive. The fertilization can happen later if it needs to. This is obviously it's working to get this up the hill, but I've definitely got myself to the point where I've got myself a pretty busy farm here. Not that we weren't busy from the beginning, but it's definitely kind of ratcheted up to the next level as the VIP orders have expanded and gotten more demanding. So we should, well, I know I'll be okay here. We'll get that dumped. Get that in the silo so that we have things stored nicely. Figure out what we'll do with that later. So we can certainly use that as chicken feed or something like that. So, or we can obviously just sell it without a VIP order and just make some profit as well. So those are all possibilities for using it. And alright, well at this point I don't need this, so I'll leave it there. We're on 0. Oops. Don't have it on because I had shut my tractor off, so let me resolve that. But yeah, and then I think we move over 3 rows, might be 2 rows, I don't know. But variable seeding, we're at the low now, well, we're at medium, I guess, on the density of the seeds, so 220 seeds per square meter. But I don't know the cycle of oats on what is necessary for that. Let's see. Yeah, so that gets us to even 3 is almost too tight. So, but yeah, the good thing on getting this in the ground is that we can get that order fulfilled. So this will be our gating factor to get out of our level 3 orders. And then I think we're just going to have a little bit more complexity. You know, the other thing I'm going to need to work on in the off season. All right, we get high seed rate down here. All right, I think we'll just do 4 because that's kind of what lines up better without having to twist it back. And then I'm going to end up with little pieces at the ends that I can't get to, so. But I think we've got slurry. Let me take a look. No, we don't need slurry till level 5. You know, and I don't think this is going to give us enough oats to handle the next order. And then we need sunflowers. Let's see. So yeah, this is like still not a great way to line these up. So yeah, sunflowers are the crop we need for next time. We've already got the eggs because the chickens were just producing like mad. Trying to calm them down a bit, so I think I've got something working that'll work for me there. And you know, that's kind of the focus that we have at this point. And so I do apologize for a bit of the kind of disjointed conversation, but it's just there's like a lot to keep track of and going on. So I think to avoid a lot of dead air like I've had and just probably making this not terribly exciting to watch, I'm going to get this field planted. You know what I'm doing. You've kind of got that understood. I think that's kind of probably the easiest way to go through a lot of things on the farm here. It's just kind of set you up for what my next job is, talk about things for a few minutes, and then step away, and that will help us make some progress too. Which, again, I'm sure those that are watching, that's what you guys are looking for, to see how things operate and what progress I'm making and so forth. So I will finish this field up, and we'll be back after that. So I'll see you in a bit. A little after 2:30, and we're finishing up here on the barley field. So, getting into mid-afternoon, but obviously, given that it's winter, the shadows are getting long. We're definitely running out of daylight. Obviously, we can work according to the clock, but it's just a little more challenging to try to work when it's hard to see. So I'm going to go ahead and get this back onto the farm and the storage sheds. Well, at least that deer was smart enough to get out of the way, standing there on the trail. But yeah, actually it was just a little over 500 liters of seed, because it's 2,000 for this, so I actually probably could have done this field without refilling, but we've got the seeds, so we'll take advantage of that. So I'm going to go ahead and get this parked, and then next step will be getting the sorghum off the field. Alright, I can leave that there. Alright, so getting the harvester unfolded, getting it set. I believe I've got my GPS line set, and sorghum harvest is beginning. So our target here, as you can see, is 25,000 liters. We don't have any in storage, so the goal is really going to be, can we get that off this field? So that's going to be almost 3 harvesters full, because we have a little over 9,000 liters capacity in this. I think it's 9,300 liters. And again, I'll go down the edge here to give myself some room to turn once I get over here. I did make a bit of a mistake, and what that is, as you can see, I had left my planter down, and as I was positioning, I planted a few oats. And so if we see, I'm hopeful, because you can see the oats, it changed for a second here. Let's see. Maybe it's just quicker to go over here. The oats are 1 of 4. The canola's on 3 of 8. So what I'm hoping is this little piece of oats will be done before I need to harvest the canola, and that I can kind of recover from my faux pas there and not have an issue, because otherwise I'm worried we'll have some contamination in the canola when I'm harvesting. At a minimum, I think that will basically clog the harvester, and we'll have to empty what we have left and then kind of pick up again, and maybe grab the little bit of oats at that point. So if I can avoid that, I would prefer to have one be ready to go before the other. And that's kind of what I was hoping, as I realized what happened and then recalled that I think oats go pretty quickly. So, because we're basically looking at 5 months at least before the canola's ready. Because again, I think a lot of these crops get to that stage, in canola's case, that 8 of 8, and then you have like a forage state that it sits in for a month, where you could use it for forage, and obviously that's not something I'm trying to do at this point. Yeah, this is not harvesting super fast as far as the yield, so I'm thinking I'm not gonna get the full amount I need off this field, but this is obviously the best chance I have to get anywhere near that. So you know, all I can do is see what the results are. I can't obviously change it and increase it in any way. We've done everything we can by fertilizing the crops and keeping everything up to the maximum levels. But you know, you can kind of see at the rate it's harvesting, you know, we're only at 5,000 liters, and again, the headland does a good quantity at that point, so I don't know that we have 20,000 liters sitting on this field across everything else, because again, you know, we'll have opportunity here to get more, because these are the wider ends of the field. But you know, so it's likely that, you know, we'll get some good results up here. Maybe in 3 or 4 passes we'll have this first harvester load, but I think we're going to come up just short. Well, maybe more than just short. I'm beginning to wonder if we're even going to hit 20,000 liters on this field, so that again will mean we're going to have to make some decisions in crop rotation as to what our focus will be. Because my hope was that I could throw sunflowers on here and let that be what was happening, and I still may, because again, that's a crop that I'll be starting from 0 on, where obviously sorghum, we're going to have some quantity from this. So that is the situation. As I've mentioned before, I'm going to just kind of get going on the work, because, you know, these episodes with the multiple jobs are still going to turn out to be a good length anyway. But as we get into the twilight hours, I'm going to keep moving along. It's just really beautiful on the farm here. Just let you take it in. We've got the buildings up on the outcropping over there. Not gotten up there to see what those are. Also, at some point, I think want to go take a peek in the woods over there. There seems to be that road that goes up onto that ridge, and I'm imagining it's just not a dead end. I'm imagining there might be something pretty interesting to discover up there, but maybe not. Maybe it's just nothing. I mean, it's not like we're out in some strange area. We're here in Europe, and you know, in England, so it's not as if we're gonna expect anything really strange, but who knows? Who knows what's around? Might just be some nice old ruins or something. I'm gonna extend my pipe because we're getting close to where I need to fill here, probably before the end of the row, but I'm gonna keep doing the work, and I'll see you in a bit. Just about finishing up the sorghum, so I've been running against the forecast of rain, as you can see, hoping I can get done, because otherwise, as you know, harvesting in rain is possible in FS22, but the yield drops. So there we go, we are done. So not quite 7,000. And that will be on top of what we already have here. So are we going to hit the magic 25,000? Alright, so here we go. It's going to be close, that's for certain. I'm guessing we're going to be just short. I don't want to be disappointed. We're at 24. Oh, we made it. Look at that. So we were short about 500 on the oats. And here we are in good shape on the sorghum. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and get the header put away, get the harvester kind of at least parked at the side of the field. I'm just going to leave the harvester there for now. I am going to go ahead, get this put away into the silo. So that will be a good thing. So we're set for one of our VIP orders. Just this late in the day. I'm not going to go ahead and run that over right now. I'll do that next time that we're together. I just want to try to get one other job done before it really gets super dark, and with the field being as tiny as it is, I think I should be able to get the oats fertilized, and then we'll have that completed, and then we can focus on field 7 tomorrow once we have a little bit of clarity on where things are going to end up. So we'll get the sorghum put in the silo. So love that harvest. So yeah, we only got less than 19,000 oats off that field, but 25,000 sorghum. So pretty good. All right, so we've got this here, 1,753 liters of fertilizer. Get that set up, and then again I'll run this area here so we can see the fertilizer going on. Go ahead and stop there. So I'm going to try to get some economic analysis done. I realized I wasn't using this on precision farming at this point because I've been so focused on things. Vehicle maintenance, because the vehicle is running. I'm like, what is happening and how am I costing money? But now I understand. But yeah, so I'm going to go ahead, get myself positioned here. So we're all set there. So we'll start applying the fertilizer, and that should help. So we're adding 60 kilograms, 65, 70, but it's certainly not the 150 or something that we sometimes run into. Well, looks like I've got a little bit there that I'm going to have to touch up. That's always some of the danger. But I'll go ahead and get that done there. And then as I cycle back here, I'll get that part touched up here, because I can come across and I think get most of it, if not all of it, by basically hitting this in the center. And then that should... we may have missed a little bit. Actually, we may have missed a lot bit, because I didn't go far enough. I think it was just starting to flail out, and then I stopped. So let's see. Alright, well, maybe it took it. So I'm going to just run across the bottom here so that I can easily turn around. And then, we'll have that part complete. And then we just have, one or two more runs up, and we'll be all set. Because now I can swing around this way. And yeah, it always tends to be about 3 passes on these fields. But I'm sure we'll be, again, at 70 at the max, and then it drops down toward the top of this field. But no, the benefit of resetting the values for precision farming is, we'll get new financials, and then we can reset the yield too, and that will start to give us a clear yield per field as we work on things as well. Whoops. Alright, so at this point I think I'm just going to run this one manually. But again, it's getting a bit dark, so definitely going to wrap up the jobs today. We don't have to push this anymore. We've definitely done quite a bit. We finished up the barley, planted oats here, getting that planted and fertilized, and harvested the sorghum. So I'd say that's, again, a pretty good outcome of activity for a day's work on the farm. And we did it all. Not that we had to in this case, but we did it all without rain. So I think that's where we're at. Again, we have enough sorghum now to fill this order. The oats are growing. We're going to get wheat off the field, and again, we do have some wheat. So once that wheat comes due, so let me run over here. We'll take a quick look and see how close we are here. So yeah, this is on forage, so we may have wheat tomorrow. And so basically, once we have that, we might be able to harvest and deliver our wheat and sorghum tomorrow. And make a dent in these VIP orders. So I'm going to go make myself some dinner, tuck in, and enjoy the rain from inside the house. I'll see you next time.